Hi guys, it's Dakota. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you are staying safe. I hope that you are staying smart, and I hope that you are keeping your mind productive, keeping yourself productive. Helps during these times. It helps us get through. Know that you're not alone. We're all in this together. I hate using that phrase, but that's the truth. We are all in it. And I do care about the condition of the world. Today's video is, I guess, a video response or something like that to. I'm still not good with the YouTube lingo yet. Apologies. So I hope I'm doing this right. To my friend Drew over at She Who Walks the Worlds, and I'll leave her link below. She did a video called Random Confessions, and I really liked it. I thought it was really good. It was very different, and it just sort of, it was just fun. It was just sort of a fun kind of video. And a couple of things that she said sort of, triggered the back of my mind. And I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna do a video on that. I kind of like that. So one of the things that Drew, that she talked about was in a confession was that she is sort of antisocial. And I raised my hand and said, me too. Yeah, and so I am antisocial. I am not an introvert by any means. By any means am I an introvert. I am very outgoing and I am very outspoken. And, having a metaphysical store, I talk to people all day long. I counsel people. I do tarot readings, Reiki treatments. I'm answering people's questions all day long. Some people, I love when I have my customers who are my mentors, those who walk a different path than I do, who come in with valuable information that isn't about my path at all, that I learn from. I mean, it's amazing. Even if I don't follow it, it's amazing to learn other people's paths and what they're getting out of it and what that path has led them to be within. It's fantastic. I love that. So in my store, being social is very different than being out and about, like, say, in town. And of course, I'm very social with just my friends, which I can fit on the palm of my hand, literally. I don't have a lot of friends, close friends. I have friends, I have acquaintances, but my close friends. And we can pretty much talk about anything. I have a really hard time talking about mundane things to those that are outside of my immediate circle. I just don't have anything in common with them. And you get the sense, I mean, you can feel that they are not open-minded to my beliefs whatsoever, even if we're not talking about anything spiritual. We could be talking about the weather, the pollen, the allergies, world events, whatever. You can feel there's a disconnect. There's definitely a disconnect. And I really don't know what to say to them. It's very uncomfortable. I mean, I don't know how to talk to people outside of my immediate people, my people. So Drew, I totally understand where you're coming from. It's very difficult. I don't like it either. It's very uncomfortable. And I think I'm going to say this. I feel bad for my husband because he's not like-minded. He is open-minded. He doesn't want to hear about all my spiritual stuff. It's not his thing. And so I respect that. Although he does hear about it, obviously, he's going to hear about it. And his business, I think I've told you before, we have a rental business. And it's right there by my store. So we actually go to work together. We go and come together. And so we have lunch together, and he's in and out of the store all day. And there are times that I actually need him in the store to help when we get so busy. It's nice to have another person on the floor to keep their eyes out, to watch for things or to help wrap things or go in the back and get a box, those types of things. And it's absolutely adorable. It's so funny. My friends that have seen him do this, it's really, really funny to hear him interact with a customer and explain sage or how to smudge your house, those types of things, the different types of sages and all of that. I mean, he's learned a few things, not a lot, but he does know a few things. And but it just cracks me up when I hear him talking about it because I know it's like nails on the chalkboard for him. And but he's a good guy. He does it anyway. I appreciate it. It's funny. I should record him sometime secretly and post that on here. It's really hysterical. But yeah, so even with him, I can't talk with him because on anything that's deep. I mean, if I want to touch on something, I might say something like, I think I'm going to have a class on such and such. Are you cool? Are you cool with that? I don't care, but I want to go, yeah, because I read this article. I mean, I can't go there with him because he's just like, blah, 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 blah. He doesn't want to hear it. It's just not his thing. His thing is contracting and tractors and equipment and stuff like that. And so it would be like him going, oh man, I saw the coolest machine and it was digging this hole. And I'm like, oh, never. I don't want to hear it. So yeah, I totally get it, Drew. I get the antisocial. I'm not an antisocial person, but yeah, I am an antisocial person. So I get that whole part. It's not comfortable. The other thing, it's not really, it's kind of a confession, I guess. And that is, I read tarot and I read at my store for clients. And I love tarot, by the way. I just absolutely love it. I love reading. I don't read for myself, but I do. I can, but I cheat because I know tarot, and I'll see that end result and go, oh, I really didn't want that card. Let me try to manipulate these cards and have it be what I want it to be. So I'm a little bit of a cheater when it comes to myself. So I don't read for myself, but I love reading tarot for others. I absolutely love it. And one of the things that I would really love to incorporate in my readings, is astrology, because there's astrology in tarot cards. Here's the problem I have with astrology. I love it. I love astrology. I love it. I love people talking to me about astrology. I probably have 10 different kinds of books on astrology. I belong to a couple of astrology groups online that are beginner astrology. Astrology doesn't stick. I can't get it to stick to me. So it's not like it doesn't resonate with me, or maybe it doesn't. I thought when something didn't resonate meant you didn't like it, but I love it. I love it. And yet it doesn't stick. So although I could probably, it would be hard, but I could probably tell you all 12 signs. I couldn't tell you which signs are water or air, or, I can tell you that Gemini is air because I'm a Gemini. I can tell you that Cancer is water because Cancer is a crab. I know that part, so I know it's water. Plus, that's what's leading me into this next thing, which is astrology. You would think that being pagan or being a witch and one that reads cards, that I would be astrologically knowledgeable, but I'm not. Um, it doesn't stick. What's really funny is I have a customer and she's very, very into astrology, and she gave me a site and I printed out my natal chart, and but then we had the virus and she hasn't been in yet to read it. But when I was looking at it, and she had asked me, she says, well, what's your rising or your ascending or this or that? And I'm like, I have no clue what you're talking about. It's blah, 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 blah. I would like to know, but I want to know, what does that mean? Like, I know my moon is in Sagittarius. I know that my moon is in Sagittarius. Okay, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean, you know? And even though the natal chart has, like, things, it'll tell you, like, okay, moon in Sagittarius and so blah, blah, blah. But it's just not enough. I'm not getting it. But what I did notice, and this is the other thing, Drew. So Drew said that she cries, that she's a crier. And I am not. I'm definitely not a crier. I do not cry. Well, not that I don't cry. Of course I cry. I cry if I lose one of my babies, one of my fur babies, or any of my farm animals. I mean, I'm a mess. I'm a total mess. And I cry when I get really, really angry, you know, like the P word, when I get that angry, livid, just when something has been directed at me that made me that way. Not like, okay, you know, oh, you're a liar and boo-hoo. No, not like that. But it has to be something really, like, serious. But I'm not crying because I'm sad. I cry because I'm so mad that, like, if the tears didn't come out, probably the top of my head would explode. I mean, so, and I mean, you know, I'm not a crier. I really am not a crier. Not to say that I don't cry, because I do, but I don't like once a month go have a crying spree, or once a week have a crying spree. I don't. If I'm feeling something, if I start to feel that coming up, I don't know, maybe this is being a Gemini. I don't know. I start picking it apart. Why am I feeling that? You know, I start doing shadow work. Like, what is making me feel that way? And why would I allow that to affect me in this manner? And I just start picking it apart. So, anyway, so I'm not a crier. But so get this. Even though I don't understand astrology, I know that water controls our emotions. Well, you know, the moon and then water, so controls emotions and stuff. I have 5 planets. One is Mercury in Cancer, according to my natal chart. So I have 5 planets in a water sign. And what does that mean? I mean, you know, should I be like, well, should I be sobbing? I mean, I don't know, because it doesn't affect me. Like, it doesn't affect me. Certain things like that don't affect me. And just like I've said over and over again, I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself in these videos. You never know what you say and what you don't say. You can't remember. But, you know, a Gemini, those ebbs and flows that the majority of Geminis I know have, I mean, they will be like, yeah, and then yeah, you know, one minute they're just laughing and the next minute they're like psycho, or else they're doing the boohoo crying. They have those ups and downs. I don't. Like, I'm pretty level. I'm like pretty level. We all have ups and we all have downs. Of course we do. But for the most part, I'm like pretty chill. I mean, I might go, oh my God, you won't believe what happened. But it's not like an emotional, oh my God, it's an expression, you know, like I mean, things are going to make you mad throughout the day or throughout the week or whatever, but it's not like I'm here and down. When Mercury goes retrograde, half the time I don't even know. Usually I find out if I'm looking at my calendar and making events or classes, scheduling things, I'll go, oh my gosh, Mercury's going to go retrograde. Or I see it on Facebook, media, all of that. But without a calendar and without any kind of social media, I would never know. I would never know that Mercury went retrograde for the most part. The only thing I ever notice about retrograde, like when it starts to get on my nerves, is it does mess with my electronics sometimes. I notice that. Oh, a deer just ran across the road. Or something. Maybe it was a bird. It's too early for deer. So anyway, I'm sorry. So that doesn't bother me. Full moon. People are like, oh God, full moon red. No, doesn't affect me. I don't know. Maybe I'm so shielded. Maybe I'm so shielded. I have done a ton of journey work, people. I have done so much journey work over the years. I have dealt with a lot of traumas and tragedies and BS that has happened to me in this lifetime, from young to current, and some past life. And so maybe either I've released that in me, or I'm now completely shielded. And I don't know. If you have any say, please say. So anyway, as a confession, I don't know much about astrology, only because it doesn't stick with me. I wish it did. What does stick with me, which is weird, but I need to study it more. I'm going to tell you that I need to study it more. Is numerology. And what's weird about that is I hate math. I hate numbers. I suck at math. I can add on my fingers. No kidding. I can add and subtract, period. Multiply, divide, can't do it. Fractions, forget it. I don't even know what you're talking about. I have to have a calculator. I have to have an adding machine to do that. Yes, I run a business. There are programs that help you with math. We have adding machines and I say adding machines because that's what I have at the store. I have adding machines. I don't have calculators because I'm electronically challenged. I think, just give me an adding machine. That's old school. I know how to do old school. I don't even have an electric cash register. My cash register is from early 1900s, and you push a button, you push a ching like that, and the little tab comes up on the cash register, and the door opens. It doesn't tell you how much money the customer gave you or how much money you have to give back. You got to use your head. I can count money back. But I suck at math. And yet I love numerology, and I will sit there and if I do a receipt, I will add up the numbers. A date, I add up the numbers. I don't know. Numbers are just everywhere, and I'm really into numbers. And but by memory, I can't tell you what the numbers mean. So I have a few books on numerology. So if there's a particular number, I'll go check that number, and like that's repetitive, that keeps coming up. Not 11, 7 sevens, those numbers come up, 444. Those numbers come up all the time for a lot of people. So not those numbers, but just different sequences and stuff that are kind of sequences and stuff that are just kind of strange for me. So I do really like numerology. Let's throw that in there. All right. The last thing I'm going to tell you, and this is a little confession, I guess, kind of a dumb confession, really. So I hate to cook. Yes, I hate to cook. Not only do I hate to cook, but I'm not good at cooking. When we first moved here from California, I did not know the area. I didn't know anybody here. I was not working for about 6 months. And I only knew how to get from our house to the grocery store. And so I started watching Food Network and recipe books and stuff like that. And so I would run to the store and I'd get all the things that I needed and come home and cook these big, meals and stuff. And if you look at the time-wise, we're looking at about 2 hours by the time, really, seriously, by the time you go to the store, get what you need, and then that was expensive, come home, make all the preparations, cook the meal, eat the meal, which takes less than 10 minutes usually in my household, which consists of me and my husband. Just eat, and then you're left with a bunch of dirty dishes, pots and pans. I don't have a dishwasher. I am the dishwasher. So after about 6 months of that, I was like, yeah, no, this sucks. And I'm not doing this. So we eat out a lot. I don't like to cook. I'm not good at cooking. Half the time, those big recipes and stuff that I made, half the time we didn't really even like them. They looked good. The pictures looked good, sounded good, but it wasn't that great, So we eat out a lot and microwave. And I don't eat red meat. I for about the last couple of years, I'm almost intolerable of eating any kind of chicken. I cannot stand chicken. Something's wrong with it. I don't know. It's not even chicken. I don't know what it is, but I've tried all the chickens, natural, farm raised. Something's weird with chicken. I don't like chicken. Turkey, yeah, it's all right. No pork. I eat fish. I love fish. I don't like vegetables, and I don't like pasta. So it's hard for me to eat things. So that is kind of another reason why, and I'm not going to just cook for him. Sorry, I love him. Not going to cook for him. Like just him. And then, me eat yogurt or something. I do eat dairy product. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not vegan. So now you know, I don't like to cook, and I'm not good at it. So don't ask me to cook you a meal for your birthday. All right. So that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was just something different and kind of fun. I'm going to leave Drew's information below. Please check her out. I'm going to also leave her store. She has an online business, which is Creations from the Hallow. I think last time I said of the Hallow, but it is Creations from the Hallow, and I will leave that at the bottom as well. And so Drew, thank you for doing that video. It was fun, and I enjoyed doing this one. Everybody stay safe, stay well, be smart, and we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.